You're telling me they can't be a 1 seed if they don't win the Pac-12 tournament? On that sheer domination alone, UCLA should have earned themselves and solidified any disparity in terms of if they're a 1 seed or not by that performance. Welcome, everybody. It's the reaction for Locked On UCLA as the Bruins win 75-56 over Oregon. And compared to the first two matchups, this one was flipped. One, because UCLA led at the half. Two, because the Bruins put them on them in the second half, like they did in all three matchups. Except the funny thing was, it was a laugher as the Bruins won this one by 19. N'Faly Dante wasn't the same guy, didn't have a double-double. Even Couisnard struggled a little bit. Nice game for Richardson from Oregon, but let's get direct to UCLA. Tiger Campbell, let's get to it. 28 points. You had Hawkins with an 18-10 double-double. Singleton couldn't miss from downtown. It wasn't exactly the freshman's night from either Bona or Bailey. Even Andrews had a good couple of minutes in the first half. UCLA relied on their veterans, their seniors, and they came out to play. And quite honestly, they might be changing my mind from what I've said a couple of days ago in terms of national championship hopes. But again, you have to remember, in a tournament scenario, there's 6 games. There's a lot of scouting. There's a lot of things that could go wrong or could go right. And in conference tournament play, the Bruins have seen the Oregon Ducks a lot. Both teams banged up, just like both teams were banged up between the Bruins and the Colorado Buffaloes. And UCLA came to play, came with something to prove in that second half, and overall shot pretty well from the field. I had talked about how UCLA had put on second half clinics from 3 in the second half of games against Oregon in their first 2 matchups. Well, for UCLA, I believe they made 3 first half threes. They again went on a bit of a tear in that second half. Overall, 9 of 19 from downtown. Great shooting overall from Campbell and Singleton from beyond the arc, but what can you say, man? Even Bona, who maybe didn't have the most iconic Bona game in terms of his freshman of the year season, he had a big block early showing UCLA wasn't afraid. Bailey was making a couple plays at the rim early. Everybody was contributing, and it was nice to see even Etienne, despite with that miss at the buzzer on a sweet pass from Tiger Campbell, UCLA said, all right, we're good. We're just going to smoke you by 17 in the second half. We had the lead by 2. All right, could have been up by 4 or more. Whatever. We'll go and kick your butt and keep it going. That was a very impressive performance, and the Bruins are on the precipice of 30 wins before the NCAA tournament. That does not come across very often in college basketball. That is very, very, very tough to do. It was shockingly impressive how great the Bruins looked in that second half, pulling away, putting that game to bed. We've seen how UCLA gets slow starts in the first half, and sometimes when they have a lead like this in the second half, they can fall asleep and let teams back in it. That just didn't happen. Of course, when you have veteran leadership, Cronin's probably telling, hey, Tiger, Jaime, we need you. Jalen brought a lot of energy to this team, especially on the defensive end. Well, what do? They go score 80 and then 75 in regulation, which wasn't exactly what UCLA, despite having a highly efficient offense according to Ken Baum for the most of the year, which Mick Cronin would almost always reference in his press conference, we knew that sometimes they could struggle offensively. But against Oregon, against Colorado, 2 teams that had seen the Bruins 3 times this year and played them tough in all the previous 2 regular season matchups, UCLA was able to put Colorado to bed. A little tougher game yesterday, but this Oregon game, wow. And this was an Oregon team that was next 4 out, 2 wins from playing themselves into the NCAA tournament in a role that Dana Altman's played Cinderella in the Pac-12 tournament before. It's just impressive. I just am at a loss for words in this one. You might be thinking, Zach, what are you talking about? You're just rambling on. But there's just no better way to just think and say, wow, that was just impressive. Very, very, very impressive. And now we see if they can go for the whole shebang in the Pac-12 tournament and solidify, which I think they've already done so, their number 1 seed in the West. If they haven't, that's just stupid. That's just stupid. And it would look bad to play Arizona and not get that win, but I think they've done a lot on the resume to really solidify themselves as a 1 seed. But they get another chance tomorrow night, could add a little title, get a little stand, put that in the, in the trophy box. But that's just stage 1, step 2 into what is the ultimate goal, the NCAA tournament, as they try to win the Pac-12 tournament come the next night. In the meantime, I'm Zach Anderson-Yoxsimer. Thanks for making Locked On UCLA your first listen each and every day. It's free wherever you get your podcast, and it's available on YouTube, so hit that subscribe button. Tiger Campbell, go off, baby. 30 points. Come on, dominate Oregon, why don't you? Impressive. This episode is brought to you by FanDuel, the official sports book of Locked On. You can make every moment more with FanDuel. All you have to do is go to FanDuel.com/LockedOn and check out their bets. You can go bet the NBA. That's slowly going to an end. You can maybe bet, there's a big tournament around the corner. You can think about that. But NBA is coming to a close as well. You can bet three-pointers made, money line, point spreads. You can have same-game parlays, everything with FanDuel. Even a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. All you have to do is go to FanDuel.com/LockedOn. That is FanDuel.com/LockedOn to learn more. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of Locked On and the NBA. Let's get rocking and rolling. 8 clap time, baby. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. UCLA. UCLA fight, fight, fights. This has been Locked On UCLA. Go Bruins.